we have finally published another article about Kainet site. This time it's about Krivici and their alphabet. Do have a read, it's an interesting one. Also, do check my other social media, as well as donate to me on Patreon. The more you donate, the more secure we feel about the future, which is good. Links down below. Japanese write crime dramas a bit differently from how Americans or Europeans write it. Not so different that it is unrecognizable as a crime drama, but when playing Yakuza games or watching Yakuza movies, you can kinda feel this difference very strongly, and the same can be said about Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers is a 24-episode drama, which Wikipedia for some reason describes as Yankee, and good luck if you don't know what the fuck that is. It's basically an old term for delinquent youth that dress up like the middle ground between Elvis Presley and the stereotypical Zaporizhian Cossack. The story begins with the main protagonist, Hanagaki Takemichi, lazing in his home, watching TV, and hearing that his ex-girlfriend and her brother die in a gang-related accident. Then he goes on his miserable life, saying that he sucks, and then he gets thrown under a train, and in a panic he time travels exactly 20 years into the past to 2005, where he is a young delinquent that gets his ass kicked by older delinquents, but after some shenanigans he alters timeline, and ex-girlfriend brother arrives, and Takemichi's boner decides that he'll save her no matter what. Thus begins the epic tale of Takemichi as he time blunders his way into victory, all to save the people he loves and respects, while the plot gets increasingly more and more bullshit. We have our sad tales about time loops alongside these larger-than-life gang leaders that look less like middle schoolers and more like really short 30-year-olds whose sole purpose in life is to beat the ever-living shit out of each other in increasingly epic fights. And that's what I mean about the special Japanese brand of crime drama. If you've played Yakuza or watched any of the movies, you pretty much know what I'm talking about. The only thing missing here is the obligatory bare-chested fight on a rooftop, though given it's still not the end of the show, the jury is still out on that. But yes, so far so re-zero. Yet the show has managed to improve the time travel by making the main hero even more of an insufferable twat with a heart of gold than Subaru. You know, I've always low-key thought to myself, how can you make Subaru's petty childish character even more insufferable? Well, now I know how. Give him selective amnesia, cause Jesus Christ was that annoying. There's one thing in forgetting some minor detail about something, and then there's forgetting the whole damn point of your quest, or the main villain, which is the reason why everything goes wrong. The protagonist of the show is also the mop floor variety, crying his eyes out in every single episode for any reason, and also constantly having to remind himself why he does what he does in the first place, and at the same time, I can't really say I didn't like the show. Yes, Takemichi is a whining bitch baby. Yes, the fucking concussion he gets after time traveling is literally the thing that allows the plot going forward the way it does. Yes, the characters themselves aren't really that memorable in the long run, most of them being the aforementioned delinquent stereotypes. It's always the blonde ones, isn't it? And yet the show is good at strategically placing fight scenes, good at character portrayal of these secondary characters, and ultimately is very good at kicking Takemichi in the balls just hard enough for the viewer to feel sympathy for him and his quest. The show also acknowledges that Takemichi is a whining bitch baby multiple times. The graphics are very well made, the censorship of the swastika was kinda silly because it's not even the correct swastika, and the music is a bit boring on its own, but shines in the heat of the moment. Overall, I am fond of Tokyo Revengers, but honestly I have trouble articulating why, which is a shame because that's my fucking job. Yes, the way Takemichi bullshits his way into becoming at first a friend and then basically a surrogate moral compass of Mikey and other important gang members is endearing and I guess kinda fun to watch, but that doesn't change the fact that 1. Takemichi is a whiny bitch baby, and 2. It all gets very samey by the end. Some shit happens in the past that gets the gang to become an actual criminal gang instead of just a bunch of bullies with anger management issues, which results in the death of Takemichi's girlfriend, which forces him to travel into the past to get his shit kicked in, but because he yelled very hard and grew balls where needed, he gets a good or at least a passable result and returns to the present. And so begins another few episodes of contrived false flags and discussions between people who look like they haven't had a healthy sleep schedule for at least a year or so. Basically politics in a nutshell.